She is loving, she is caring, she is gentle, and she is kind. She is strong, she is hardworking, she is inspirational, and she is wise. She is patient, she is understanding, she is forgiving, and she is supportive. She is the most beautiful person I know, inside and out, and she is my rock. She is my mother. For the past 21 years, not only has she been my number one fan and my biggest supporter, but she has also been my best friend. My mom has played numerous roles in my life. She's been my shoulder to cry on when I was upset, wiping away thousands of salty tears. She's been my therapist to listen to me talk about drama, about boys, and about girls that weren't so nice. She's been my interior designer to help me paint my room numerous colors from white to blue to bright orange to red. She's been my number one fan at dance competitions and football games. She's been my nurse when I wasn't feeling well. She's been my alarm clock to wake me up for school so I wouldn't be late. She's even sacrificed her own sleep to stay up late at night with me doing last minute projects. She's cooked for me, she's cleaned up after me, she does my laundry for me, and I swear that she is a superhero in disguise. My mom is one of the most selfless people I know. She would literally drop anything just to make sure me and my sisters were okay. Just recently, I was really sick, and I called her to tell her how I was feeling. She said, just get some rest, take some medication. If you need me to, I'll come and get you and take you to the doctor. So the next day came, and I wasn't feeling well at all. So I called her, and she said, I'm leaving now. I'll call you when I get there. It didn't matter what she had planned for that day or what she was doing at that time. She drove an hour and a half to come pick me up and take me to see somebody. After my appointment, we picked up my medication, and she took me to get some chicken noodle soup and some Gatorade, and she brought me back to my apartment. While she was here, she even cleaned my room, and she filled up my car with gas just so I wouldn't have to worry about it. Once I got all settled in, she went on home. The next day came, and my symptoms had gotten worse. So I called her to let her know, and she said that if I wanted, she would come pick me up in Tampa and take me all the way home to Crystal River. I said yes, and her and my dad hopped in the car right away and came and got me. That night, I ended up in the hospital at around 4 a.m. with the flu. And for those of you that know, the flu was no joke. It's super contagious, and it just sucks the whole life out of you. And there's really nothing you can do to get rid of it. I was quarantined to a room for 2 weeks, and she was the person that would come in and check on me. Every day, for numerous times, she would come in, make sure I was okay. She would spray the entire room with disinfectant spray, and then she would leave. She brought me whatever I needed, whether it was water, or it was Advil, or it was Taco Bell quesadillas, or anything. Even though she knew how contagious I was, she didn't mind putting her own health at risk just to make sure I was okay and got everything that I needed. My mom is an elementary school teacher and has been for the past 29 years. It's not something that she does for the money because teacher salary isn't all that great, but she does it for the experience. She does it to touch the lives of thousands of kids. And she does it because she enjoys doing it and she's really good at it. And to be quite honest, I don't really know how she does it. I can't even imagine taking care of a 5-person family and then taking care of 30 other children on top of that. I have the uttermost respect for my mom and all the other teachers out there because it isn't an easy job. The amount of patience you have to have is unreal. Sometimes we'll be at the grocery store and this little kid will run up to my mom and he'll be like, "Hi, Mrs. Ward," with the biggest smile on his face, and he'll give her such a big hug. And you can just see the positive impact she's left on them. It's so touching to witness, and once or twice it's brought me to tears. Sometimes it'll be an adult and they'll walk over and be like, "Aren't you Mrs. Ward?" And she'll say yes, and they'll talk about how she was their third grade teacher. And my mom knows exactly who they are by name. To me, it's just something so incredible to see because for that short year that they were in school, they got to have what I have every single day, and they got to see how inspiring and wonderful my mom is. I cannot thank God enough for blessing me with such an incredible woman I get to call my mom. I really wouldn't know how I would live without my mom. I wouldn't be able to make it through a single day without calling her. And as George Washington once said, "All I am, I owe to my mother." And I honestly could not agree more. This is a picture of me and my mom. It's not very recent, as you can tell, but it's one of my favorites.